Well, I got the 66 Belvedere in the shop, and it takes up kind of a lot of room. It definitely is a little bit bigger space-wise than I imagined, but overall it's really not that big of a car. Um, it's fairly standard width. I don't know the number of how wide it is off the top of my head, but I know lengthwise with the bumpers it's about 201 inches, which is shorter than the later like 68 through 70 B bodies and quite a bit shorter than the 71 through 74 B bodies, which I do a lot with those. And speaking of, um, we've done a lot of stuff today, a lot of moving stuff around in the yard and getting the 1971 Purple Satellite ready for Jim Bennett. So we're going to be driving out there. I believe we're leaving Wednesday. I'm going to have to confirm on that. I don't know for sure, but we will be heading out to Tennessee to deliver that and then continuing on for a parts run in South Carolina. But anyways, that's a whole different situation, but figured I'd show you a little bit better some things about the Belvedere. First of all, as you can see, there's actually a string hanging from it for some reason, but there is still, even as solid as this car is, there is still rust in the quarters. So there's always something. Trunk pan's kind of full of stuff, kind of typical stuff, little trim, little interior parts, extra tail lights. I did see that tail light. That tail light housing is all kind of wrecked and bent out of shape. And that's for this side of the car, which I was looking at it, and that's definitely the original. It is a bit bent up here, so we're gonna have to work with that a little bit. There's a big kind of dip here, but yeah, just kind of another thing to add to the list. This side, it's kind of tight. I got to move some stuff around, but this side, the quarter is pretty good. I do need about a quarter size patch, and then kind of the big thing that was a little bit disappointing. I was feeling my hand kind of up underneath the wheel lip, and where the quarter lip meets the outer wheelhouse. There is a spot about 3 inches wide that's rusted through, so I'm gonna have to make a patch or try to figure something out for that. But trunk's good from what I've seen. I haven't dug around too much, but I was underneath the car and looking up and everything. There's no light showing through, but obviously there could be some pinholes or other miscellaneous problems. So we'll have to see what that's like. This trunk lid is definitely not staying in the car. Wow, in the light you can really see how messed up that is. That is definitely not staying in the car, as well as the the rust hole in the quarter. But I've got a really nice trunk lid off of that parts car that I showed in a video the other day, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. It's kind of cool to look at the other car that came with it. And there's a lot of wind noise in that video, and I apologize for that, but there's not a whole lot I could do about that. I should get a different mic, but haven't done a whole lot with that kind of stuff yet. But the rear package tray and everything is good. It hasn't been all chopped out for speakers or anything like that, so that's a nice little bonus. There's the headliner. There's a little bit left. I gotta just tear that out. There you can see the floor. The floor is pretty good overall from what I've seen. I don't see any holes in it. I need to get like a bin or something for garbage and go through here, throw some stuff out, and vacuum it out and really kind of expose exactly what we're working with. And if that's something you want to see, let me know. It looks like we're missing the panel that goes there. Nope, it's right there. So the interior is, well, there isn't much of it. Door panels are, as you can see, wrecked. I didn't expect them to be good, and I wanted a different color anyways. So another thing, long story short, and you can see the kind of original video on this to get more details if you want. I'm gonna do like a sit down full video on the kind of history of why this car is happening. Long story short, my grandpa had a 66 Belvedere that was white. That was a former drag car, and it was named Cheap Thrill. So it was kind of cool. It had big blue metallic, kind of a blue-green metallic lettering on the door. Not the door, the quarter. And that was kind of a cool thing, and I thought it would be cool to recreate that car in a way. It'll be better in a lot of ways because this was about, after I was looking at different things, this was about 1985 that the original car was kind of around. So it's definitely going to be better quality work than it was then because the car was kind of beaten up and it was bonded up a little bit in some spots, as you always see in cars from the 80s and back then. So, but anyways, so that's kind of the inspiration behind this car. But back to the interior, the reason I started talking about it, the interior was blue on that car. It was blue with a single black bucket seat. Now, I'm not making a clone of the car. I'm not doing everything exactly the way it was, but I want to be close. Now, I don't know if I want to go all black interior or if I want to do blue interior but with black seats. I think that would be kind of a cool kind of combination, contrast. And then the other thing about this is this car's not going to be OEM. This car's not going to be, I'm not sure I would consider this a full restoration. This is make it right, make it clean, make it relatively straight, and most importantly, make it fast. So, but first things first, I got to get the little bit of metal work that I need to do in order, and then I need to go through, speaking of metal work, there's a little spot here that I need to deal with, kind of right near the lead seam, which is right here. It probably just kind of collected some moisture under there. The lead probably cracked underneath or something, so gonna have to do that. That shouldn't be a big deal. Probably just cut along here and do some kind of a patch. Gonna have to melt out the lead and probably fiberglass or something like that, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, and there's going to be a lot of kind of mismatch of parts between this and the other car. The hood, I'm going to have to get a different hood. I could save this one, but you can't tell because it's dark probably, but yeah, you can. It's rusted out right by the hinge there, and on the other side it's starting to get rusty. And there's a lot of spots around here that are just going to end up being like little holes and stuff, and it's just a little bit too far gone. So that's kind of the deal with that. But we're going to get a nicer hood. I hate to get a super nice hood because I will end up kind of cutting a hole in it, because I don't know if you guys have seen the reference photo that I'm going off of for the build, but I can put it in this video at the end. But it has the super stock style, like 66, 67 scoop. So that's kind of the plan for that. You can't tell in the video really, but this fender is pretty ripply around here, and as you're looking down the car, you can see right about there's a big dent right on the body line. So the other car has a nice fender, so we might use that one instead. The hood, we're going to get something somewhere else. I'm not using this door. This door sucks compared to the other one. There's a bunch of pinholes forming all along here. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I've never seen rust there before. but I guess it kind of happens everywhere eventually. And then it's got a lot of little spots that once it's sanded down or blasted, there's going to be a ton of pinholes here. And the other car has pretty much a perfect door, as well as it has almost a perfect trunk lid. So definitely probably this fender, this door, and that trunk lid are going to be off of the other car, and then these are going to be put on that car because I'm going to keep it complete. And furthermore, the plan for that car is basically I'm going to use the parts I need, and whatever I take off of this is going to go back onto that car. It's going to be kept complete. It does have clean title, and probably not before a month from now. Probably a month, a little over a month, it will be for sale as is, as a whole car. It won't be expensive, but I don't know details on that yet, but we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna have to completely redo a dash. I'm gonna have to do the dash out of the other car because I don't know if you can see, but this one's really like scaly rusty, especially on the other side. And there's actually probably gonna be pinholes. So I'm gonna use the other one. But I will say one thing I'm really happy about is this is just dirt here. There's no rust around the windows. And that's a big deal. It's hard to get in those little nooks and crannies and try to weld little pieces and stuff together. So anyways, that's kind of another little overview of the car. And it is going to be staying white. I'm going to have to strip the engine bay, and once it gets a little bit warmer, I will roll the body shell at least outside and have it blasted. The engine bay is really nice. Overall, it's not rusted out by the hood hinges or anything like that. So, and there's a lot of little things. There's a lot of other little details we're going to have to figure out along the way. I want disc brakes on this. I have disc brakes off of a 1973 B-body, which I've been told will fit. It just needs a little, I believe the wheel bearing is a little bit bigger, which also would mean I would need dual reservoir master cylinder. So there's a lot of little things, and I'm probably going to end up rebuilding the whole front suspension. And if anybody has any recommendations related to that, any recommendations on like bushing kits and stuff like that, let me know, because that's something I don't have very much experience with. So we're going to see what we can do about that, as well as it's just a lot of little things that all add up. I might have to get some seats redone. I'm getting bucket seats, and I'm getting a console set up, and I got the back seat probably out of the other car that I'm going to need new foam and new covers. So, and also if anybody has parts like this or whatever, let me know. I'm always on the lookout for this kind of stuff, as well as obviously if you follow along with what I do. All I do is parts, is buying and selling and using stuff for our own stuff, or just selling and making a few bucks in the process. We do a lot of online part sales. So anyways, that's probably enough of me rambling on, and I guess we'll finish this off, and I will see you guys in the next one. It might be a little while before I get back to actually working on the car, just because, like I said, I do have upcoming travel to Tennessee for Jim Bennett to deliver the 71 satellite to, so you'll see videos related to that. I might get a video out between now and then of me going through and kind of cleaning and vacuuming this out and looking at the floor pans or trunk pan, but I don't know for sure. But we'll see what happens. And then I'll probably do some shorts and stuff. I know that's kind of a quick, little easy way of doing little update videos on stuff like this or the satellite or anything like that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one.